Welcome back, everybody, to the Armaggeddon Dota 2 Asia Grand Slam, where we have the best cameraman in the business. And we also have some of the best upcoming Dota 2 teams in Southeast Asia, as this is a match between GizMo and TLeR Reborn. We just saw GizMo play just now. They kept their tournament hopes alive, and they're now going up against a team who, well, they went one step further in the bracket, but they're still finding themselves in the loser bracket. It's TLeR Reborn. They are still in this tournament for the time being, but they're in a do-or-die match here up against Team GizMo, a team who just really looked pretty convincing in that first match. So we're going to see GizMo versus Reborn, a loser bracket match here. As mentioned, this is the Armaggeddon Dota 2 Asia Grand Slam. Thanks everyone for tuning in on the live stream over at the Beyond the Summit, and also a big shout out to everyone who's tuning in here at the live event down at the Marina Bay Sands Convention Center. We're in Hall B2, well, we're at Floor B2, I'm not sure the exact hall, but come on down if you're in Singapore, check out the live event. It's definitely a lot of fun down here. You get to see all these fantastic teams and all the Dota 2 action live in the Armaggeddon booth here. But we're here live with the TLeR Reborn up against GizMo match here. We're seeing the first couple bans come out. It is Reborn playing over on the Radiant side, and then we've got GizMo over on the Dire side. They've got the first pick, first ban. They take out the Lifestealer as well as Keeper of the Light. TLeR on the Radiant side, they ban out the Batrider for the time being. They got one more ban before we get ourselves into our first couple of picks here. And with this last ban, we're probably looking at like a Mag and maybe a Nyx Assassin. There's definitely quite a few strong heroes left in this pool. That's always going to be the case. You can't ban out everything. It's just a matter of what you feel most comfortable versing, what you really want to make sure that you take out, leave in the pool, what gets banned out. TLeR, well, they're doing something we saw last game, where a lot of reserve time being used up for these early bans. Last game it was, well, the Sri Lankan team who went through a lot of their reserve time just to basically figure out what they want to ban, what they want to play. Well, sorry, not last game, the game before. Neolution Indonesia were the team who got knocked down their last game, but here we are with Reborn, the other team from Indonesia. We just saw Neolution Esports Indonesia get knocked out. This is the last Indonesian hope here in Singapore. Two teams flew on down. Speaking of flying on down, we've got teams who've flown down from all over Asia. Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore. I say flown down. They probably just gotten a short bus ride over here. But it's going to be a Wisp ban as the last ban. So they obviously caught a bit of what GizMo did. Well, what GizMo did last game. We saw. Well, they obviously caught the Wisp from last game. It was actually Neolution who were running the Wisp. But we're going to see Wisp get banned out here. And Nyx Assassin is first picked by GizMo. So that's get left in the pool. It does leave the Magnus for TLeR. And then you're probably looking at one of your two support heroes. With your second pick, either the Shadow Demon or the Rubik, depending which way you want to play this. Rubik still in the pool, something that did get banned out in the last match that we saw. Well, TLeR thinking things through here. As mentioned, guys, I am Gods from Beyond the Summit. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/BTSGods. And big shout out to all our sponsors here in Singapore making this event possible. We've got eClub, AMD, StarHub, Asus, RGN, the Rapture Gaming Network, who are producing the live stream here, making stuff like our live replay feature possible. Zook, it's not very often you get a nightclub sponsoring your Dota 2 tones, but here in Singapore it's possible. Sonic Gear as well as Power Logic, our sponsors here at the Armaggeddon Dota 2 Asia Grand Slam. As Magnus gets first pick by TLeR Reborn. You can see the second pick come out in just a second. As would expect a support hero, but they could just as well go for another solo if they want to really prioritize getting that Queen of Pain nice and early on. Or some other strong solo. Maybe they look to grab it really early. As reserve time being whittled down. 10 seconds left now. They're really going to be under pressure with these later picks. Something we saw was a similar thing with Neolution. Whoa, Shadow Fiend. Second pick Shadow Fiend. Not very often you see that come out. They really wanted that Shadow Fiend, and it's not something that we would have likely seen GizMo take, but I guess they were just so dead set on it that they just wanted to pick up with this second pick. Make sure they get their hands on it, and also just keep their other pick secret. Make GizMo kept guessing whether Shadow Fiend's going mid to the safe lane. Where's he actually be laying? And with the Magnus, I mean, Magnus does all right in the offlane, but generally we want Magnus to be mid. So I'd say we're most likely looking at a safe lane Shadow Fiend. As our two picks now going to be going the way of GizMo here. Glory Z's, the captain. He's going to be, I imagine, a bit shocked by the Shadow Fiend pick. He's probably thinking, wait, what? What did they just pick? Shadow Fiend? Well, that gives us a Rubik. That gives us a Shadow Demon. That gives us a strong carry like a Luna. We saw him use Luna very effectively last game, and I imagine they go for something similar. Play a similar style of play here. Get a Luna as well as a Rubik. Maybe even go for the Leshrac if they want to be able to push down towers using the Edict once again. Nyx Assassin, we saw him run at mid lane last game. It can also be played as that support here, so GizMo have shown that it looks like they prefer to play in the mid lane. So if that's the case, they need more supports. They need to get either Shadow Demon or Rubik here, and possibly look to combo that with either a Leshrac or a Lina as their second support to go either offensive or maybe just as a safe lane. The team we've actually seen go with an offensive tri lane last game was GizMo. First time it's happened all term. A lot of teams just been abandoning that off lane, deciding it's too risky to send heroes there. They basically send their off-lane hero into the jungle, something like a Darkseer, something even if it's not a Darkseer, just anything, just use pulls, get whatever XP and farm you can as safely as possible. GizMo, wow, Chaos Knight gets picked up again as well with the Disruptor, so they're really confident with this Chaos Knight pick, and it's the same sort of tri-lane we're seeing from last game. Chaos Knight Disruptor, last game they went very offensive with it in that offensive tri-lane with the Leshrac. So question is, to TLeR, do they look to ban the Leshrac? Do they ban the Luna? Those were the last two picks. This is the identical lineup from last game coming out from GizMo. They used it once, so they figure, hey, let's use it again. It worked for us last game, and we're up against, well, once again, a Magnus. A similar draft coming out from TLeR. So with a Shadow Fiend, if it's a safe lane Shadow Fiend, he really does not offer much at all in a tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario. So I definitely feel that the Shadow Fiend is a hero that can be abused by GizMo if they want to go offensive tri-lane. We'll have to see what they look to ban out. Nature's Prophet going to be their third pick for TLeR. They want to have the option to bring Nature's Prophet in. So if he goes something like the off lane, and we have a tri-lane Shadow Fiend, then we can have Nature's Prophet TP and turn it into a 4v3 if it is a tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario. So this hero does sort of make sense if you're worried about Shadow Fiend getting put under too much pressure there wherever he should lane. And with the Nature's Prophet pick, it looks very unlikely. Well, it looks unlikely we see Shadow Fiend played mid, just because they've got two solos in the Nature's Prophet and the Magnus. We could see Nature's Prophet go in the jungle, but that's not a recipe for success. We saw the Indonesian Near Lucian side try it last game with the Enigma, but having it here in the jungle gave them really weak lanes. They had a dual lane Wisp Juggernaut with an Enigma jungle, and as a result, they lost 2 or 3 lanes. As last couple bans are going to be coming out now. GizMo ban out the Shadow Demon. Basically defensive support heroes. Heroes that can keep their teammates alive, because they're basically saying if we're going offensive, who's going to be hard to kill? Well, the Shadow Demon's not hard to kill, but his teammates are. If you get something like a Shadow Demon SF lane, if you go on SF, Disruption can keep him alive. And GizMo aren't interested in picking up Shadow Demon for themselves. They want to get an aggressive support here, something like a Lina or a Leshrac. TLeR ban a Tinker here, so maybe not catching the last game. I don't know. If they watch the last game, they should be expecting a Leshrac and a Luna. Those are the two heroes they went for last game. I guess we could see a Tinker maybe as a solo mid, but it's the Nyx Assassin who GizMo have been running as their solo mid. They haven't been running the Nyx Assassin as a support. And if that's the case, well, they don't have to worry about the Tinker. The solo mid role's already been filled. And GizMo are going to be pretty happy with what they see. Titan are going to be the next band coming out from the Malaysian squad, the GizMo Gaming boys. A couple more bands, and then we get ourselves into our last couple picks here. As mentioned, guys, this is our loser bracket. It's actually loser bracket round 2 now. We've had 2 teams knocked out in the first round of the loser bracket. The Sri Lankan team, the Cade, as well as the other Indonesian team, Near Lucian, Indonesia. Both those 2 teams are our first team to be dropped down of the Armaggeddon Dota 2 Asia Grand Slam. One more about to be sent packing here. As GizMo are hoping it's not them, and TLeR, well, Reborn, they're hoping it's not them either. TLeR Assassin's the last band, so Reborn, they're really worried about these solo mid heroes. And I just don't know if that's the right thing to worry about when you see that Nyx Assassin, which, well, is generally played as a solo mid. One last ban from GizMo. They're so far been banning out exclusively supports. And when you see those 3 heroes with Reborn, well, no reason to ban anything else. Rubik the final ban, and well, that does really limit the possible supports for TLeR. What do you put to protect the Shadow Fiend? You're looking at even resorting to something like an Earthshaker, which is very old school. Also not all that reliable. If he gets caught, if you go from behind, catch up the Earthshaker first, then you can kill the Shadow Fiend, because then he's left completely vulnerable. And I can only imagine GizMo, their pick is going to be the Leshrac or the Lina. Maybe even go for a Lina here. It's slightly more aggressive, a bit more burst damage coming out from a Lina. Less pushing power, but there's a lot of burst damage. Finally, we see one of the bans from a hero we saw last game. It's Luna ban now, but the thing is, there's plenty of other heroes they can go for that safe lane solo. If they want to go with a similar laning setup, they just send something like a Queen of Pain, maybe even something like a Clinks as a safe lane solo. Clinks is sort of that go-to safe lane solo for a couple teams. LGD International love trying it with Pycat. Mousesports have done it a lot with Black. And Empire, famous for doing it with Funnick, their Clinks player. So we'll have to see whether it's going to be a Clinks or maybe something a bit else here in that safe lane solo. Queen of Pain, if they don't want to go well, okay, they pick up a Puck though. Maybe they are looking for a Nyx Assassin as a support. Is this looking at a different style of play? I'm jumping to some conclusions here that we're seeing a Nyx Assassin solo mid. We'll know with this last pick. But I do just have this feeling that we're looking at a Nyx solo mid. Puck can go safe lane if they really want to have that solo 1v1 matchup, but they just don't have an offlaner. Sending Puck into the offlane is just very difficult to do. Crystal Maiden now gets picked up by Reborn, so they say, well, there's no supports left. There's your Clinks. Whoa, it's a tri-lane with a Nyx Assassin. So they're going offensive tri-lane still, but it's Nyx Assassin in the tri-lane. Puck will be in mid, Nyx Assassin will be in the tri-lane at bottom. It looks like it, at least. Very difficult to lane it any other way. I mean, you could be looking at sending Clinks mid and Puck to the offlane, but it just doesn't really seem all that conventional. And sending Clinks as an offlane hero, it doesn't make much sense either. He's your main carry. Chaos Knight's sort of that 2-position hero who just wants to get very tanky. We saw last game the drums, the BKB, the Heaven's Hell, but he was all about tanking up. And Undying still in the pool. Reborn get themselves, well, a potentially strong trial, and they can look to fight GizMo head on with here with this Undying last pick, something which has snuck its way through all to the end of the draft stage. As we'll hop ourselves now into the game. We'll say as much as we can. We can't reveal our lanes just yet to the players who are in earshot distance. What we can do is introduce our two teams. Over on the Radiant side, it's Indonesia's last hope. It's TLeR Reborn. We've got Dots playing the Undying, Vans playing the Shadow Fiend, Road Sector on the Mag, Kiori playing the Crystal Maiden, and then finally Waihu playing the Nature's Prophet. Over on the Dire side, one of two Malaysian representatives, sort of the slightly overshadowed Malaysian one, as ABC have been catching most of the spotlight, but this is Team GizMo Gaming looking to basically advance in this tournament one stage further. They've got Ken Rio playing the Puck, Melody playing the Chaos Knight, Glory's playing the Disruptor, Sean's on the Nyx Assassin, and then we've got finally on the Clinks, ZGL. Both teams using this early game just to try to scout out some information, drop down some wards. We'll have to wait and see if we get some any early action breaking loose, but so far, neither team spotting one another out. As the lanes will start to coming to fruition in just a second here. Can't reveal too much. Generally speaking, we're probably looking at a Mag solo mid. Shadow Fiend Vans normally playing that hard carry role will want to go to that safe lane. Where does the Clinks go though? Generally speaking, you want to be running this as a safe lane Clinks. You expect Nyx Assassin to be a support, something which they're switching up from last game. And the question is, how do they look to lane this? Is it going to be Clinks safe lane with an offensive trial, or do something different? When you're looking at a CM Undying, going offensive trial versus Undying is very dangerous. And we'll see the starts on the making of our lanes. Clinks is at mid, so it's not going to be what we initially thought here. Mag is going to be up against the Clinks in this 1v1 matchup at mid, and look, no offensive trial, and I think the Undying deterred them. They saw this CM Undying duo, and they're like, oh crap, we can't offensive trial lane versus this. Oh, Prophet. Not only do I love this little trick, I love this little item. Are we possibly seeing what I hope we're going to see? Bottom lane, it is going to be the Shadow Fiend. Vans looking to get his free farm. As TLeR Undying reveals himself in the bottom lane. Just trying to make sure that Puck is not anywhere near XP range. So far, so good for Reborn. They're getting free farm on the SF. They don't have to worry too much about anyone contesting his farm either at the bottom lane. Mid lane, Mag can do all he can to keep on farming. The off lane's been abandoned by Nature's Prophet. We're seeing him do just this. This will get him some farm, some XP. Puck shows his face at bottom lane now. CM going to probably look to get proactive and start harassing. Doesn't want this Puck to keep being in this lane. Top lane, what are we looking at there? That's where Melody, the CK, is farming. Glory's providing some additional harassment. Are they looking for a fast push here? Looks like they're just looking to creep skip a bit. They know they're not going to have a creep wave, and they don't want to CS into this tower, so what do? They just farm outside of their tower. Nyx Assassin using his pulls. This is a hero you want to get some items, some levels on. You want him to have arcane boots up. Oh, mid lane. Solo kill at mid. Clinks, ZGL. And this is becoming habit. I missed first blood, but luckily for us, we have an instant replay. We're going to get that up for you in just a second now. As first blood falling very early on at the mid lane. We see a little blood spatter here. As let's take another look at that first blood. Clinks was actually in business. In Mag just too cocky. I don't know what he was thinking there. I think Klink's caught him a bit by surprise, but big misplay from him. And not caught at all, because I'm not expecting that mag to go down 2 minutes in this game. Solo killed it 2 minutes in. Puck at bottom lane, trading harass quite heavily. See, Disruptor and Nyx Assassin, well, they just want to keep this CK protected. Make sure there's no one there getting XP. They've actually, rotated Undying top. Undying's gone to the offlane. Nature's Prophet in the jungle, Undying to the offlane. Oh no, Glimpse is there. Glimpse brings back the Undying, and he's going to get brought down. CK and Nyx Assassin are there to make sure of it. And the second kill is being picked up by GizMo. And we're just 3 minutes in this game all of a sudden. And the offlane Puck, it looks like he actually took quite a bit of damage at bottom lane. But he doesn't get brought down here. CM doing all he can to zone out this bottom lane. Question is, can this Undying even go back top right now? Already dying once, and this is just going to get harder and harder. As CK get more levels, the supports are going to have more levels. We'll be looking at a level 2 Impale soon. Level 2 Glimpse. All these things are going to make this lane very hard. Mag, looking just to shockwave down creeps here, but he needs to be very precise with these shockwaves. You need to hit the Klinks as well with them. You want to be harassing while you farm with shockwaves. As our Klinks, there we go, that's what we need. Let's get those CS charts back up. Klinksing on decent CS here. He is out farming the mag, but not by a substantial amount. But that first blood, well, I mean, that gives him a big gold boost. And Mag is really playing very defensive, very much so on the back foot. Bottom lane, it's the Puck vs Shadow Fiend matchup, and Shadow Fiend, well, he's been the one free farming, trading farm for farm with the Chaos Knight at top lane. Neither hero has much really to set them apart. The Chaos Knight with the 1 kill though. Well, 1 assist, but it did get him some assist gold. It did get his team some extra gold, so slight edge going the way of GizMo as far as the farmers go. Reasonable edge as far as having the 2 kills, the first blood, and their solo mid doing a lot better, but Klinks isn't going to be able to get too aggressive as far as ganking goes. Oh, Mag. He's looking to just pound away on this Klink. Needs to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage from these searing arrows. Almost need to go for a stout shield in this lane. As here we go. Rotation. It comes top. They bring in SF. Double hero Impale here. Need to be very careful. TLeR need to make sure they also stick together. Could we see a Glimpse back? They may think about this here. Oh, Glimpse back. Chaos Knight, Reality Rift is there a stun as well. They go on the Undying. Great hero to go in because that means no decays, no tombstone. Nature's probably going to TP in. Wants this Nyx Assassin. Is there a Carapace? There's not, but there's a Tango out. He does scurry out of there. Crystal Nova going to slow down the CK, but it looks like it's not going to matter. Now they're going to turn things around. They change target, get the Disruptor. CK on the run. He's going to get out there. 1-for-1 trade, but it takes 4 heroes from Reborn. They commit a lot. They also lose the Undying, and they only get the Disruptor. It's not really a worthwhile trade for them. They all bring in so many heroes as well to this top lane. I don't think they'll feel too happy about that. Now mid lane, Klinks, solo kill. Can he get out of here? Windwalk, no mana. He's trying to auto attack his way out. SF, raise, no raise needed. Auto attacks down, finishes off the Klinks at mid lane, but Klinks, well, if he gets that kill and gets away, fantastic. It was definitely a worthwhile risk there. SF, well, doing the smart thing, TP's in, make sure they get that kill. Nyx Assassin at top's level 4, so it's really the one hero, one support on this Dire team who needs those levels. Undying for the rating needs him as well, and he's not getting him. He's only level 2. Tombstone, the levels just aren't there in it yet, and with that, it makes it really hard for this trial lane to fight the other trial lane. We saw that little engagement earlier on, and it was like a 4v3, but without Tombstone up, it just doesn't feel like Undying really contributes a whole lot. He gets burst down quickly, doesn't have the Tombstone. The zombie has to do enough damage. There's mid lane. Mag farming away, top lane, CM and Undying. They're looking to take on this CK. Where's the SF gone? He TP'd mid, and since then he hasn't really been seen in some time. Looks like they've decided to swing this tri lane top. SF, is he going to make his way back? Yeah, and the thing is, now that SF hits level 7, he can fight this tri lane. It was get SF level 7, then send him to the hard lane. Now they give the bottom lane to the Prophet. They couldn't send anyone up against the CK tri lane until they got those levels, but now that SF's level 7, it becomes a whole lot easier to fight this head-on tri lane versus tri lane, because those level 4 raises do so much damage, especially if you can hit 2 or 3 in a team fight. Supports will just absolutely get destroyed by them. Rotation coming in mid as well. It looks like there's a trade and blows at bottom lane, but there's a rotation coming in mid. Is it going to happen? Mag needs to be a bit careful of this one. Uh-oh. Impale, gonna miss. Skewers out just in time. RP onto the Clinks here. Great engagement coming out. As Mag, he's still on the run. He gets glimpsed back in, unfortunately. And Mag gonna go down. You know, they bring down the Clinks in return. Oh no, Clinks. He's not gonna be able to do that one. And Nyx Assassin caught under the tower. Mag, he makes his life worth its value. Brings down 2 with him. As, holy moly. That did not go according to plan for GizMo. 2 hero rotation towards the mid lane and absolutely gets turned around on them, especially the loss of Clinks there. Big misplay coming from them. As our Dire team, they're forced to glyph things here. Top lane, they fortify their towers. It's under pressure here. CK's on his own. Or is he? He goes in. It's only a 1-second stun though. He gets instantly burst down. Nature's Prophet ultimate is there. TP gets cancelled. There's your tombstone. Just level 1, but it's enough to scare back any advances coming from the GizMo teammates. Tier 1 tower going to go down. Reborn. They've struck back. Mid lane, top lane, and bottom lane. The trade, the 1-for-1 trade with the puck and the Nature's Prophet. And Ken Rio on this puck now hits level 7. Clinks back to farming, and he just does not have the farm or levels you'd hope to have on a Clinks. This is where Clinks really needs that safe lane. You're just not getting the farm you want at mid. You get put under too much pressure and spam. Mag with constant shockwave harass. Once he gets the bottle up, then he goes to the arcanes and just constant shockwaves coming your way makes it really difficult to farm. Also, you're not looking at being able to use that death pack. When you're at top lane, you can death pack these big creeps here. You can death pack all these different little camps. And oh, engagement. They found SF. SF gets isolated. TLeR. They're not going to be happy if they lose his FS puck. Phase shifts the last right click, which would have sealed his fate, but he still goes down to a Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden, with her last breath, brings down 1. Fireback coming out from the puck. They want to turn this around. Melody is still chasing. There's a tombstone, but it's not going to really catch too many here. Just level 1 tombstone. Impale would have needed a couple more inches on that. They lose 3. They did force out the puck buyback, but now we're going to see this tombstone get destroyed as well. Kills going the way of GizMo. 3 for 2 trade. As Reborn, Road Sector, well, he's got his level 6 ultimate now. But when all's said and done, it's pretty much an even game right now. Yeah, very even game right now. Very back and forth between the two teams, and it does feel that not much is going to separate them, at least in the near future. The one thing that GizMo are really struggling on is this, Phil. The Clinks doesn't have the farm you'd hope to have, and Clinks without items can't really do all that much. The heroes on the Radiant team who are struggling, whether it's Nature's Prophet, the Mag, they can solve a big impact with minimal items. SF's the only farm-dependent one, and he's got decent farm. He's sitting on 3 and 1. He's got himself an Ogre Club with his treads, looking to start building towards that BKB. But the GizMo side, having a Clinks with no items is absolutely catastrophic for your team. It's a hero who's just dead weight at some point. As we'll have to look and see how GizMo look to deal with this. I mean, they can't really fight without Clinks having these items. And the problem is they're giving away farm to a Shadow Feed. And Nature's Prophet, who's, well, looks to be going for a semi-carry type build. Undying's catching up on his levels as well. All these heroes making use of all this space they're getting. CK still has had a good time at the top lane. He's the one hero getting a lot of farm for GizMo. And the problem is, he's not the main carry. It's the CK. Wow. Nyx Assassin, man. I think he got scouted. CM lasted to tower. Hero Crystal Maiden. They find the Nyx Assassin with a frostbite here. Mag going to go in with an RP. Catches 2 under the sentry wall. Down goes Nyx Assassin. What a fantastic play. Coming up from Road Sector. In goes SF. Wants his puck. Puck has no escape. Wants to bring down the Crystal Maiden. Not going to succeed in doing so. Don't break that coil. Don't break that coil, CM. CM alive on 30 HP. He thought about running and he's like, wait a second. If you break that coil, he's dead. 3 kills to TLeR Reborn. And GizMo. They were not expecting that. Nyx Assassin. He was here. He went Vendetta right by an illusion rune of the enemies. The enemy scouted him going into that Vendetta form. CM lasted to tower, drops the sentry ward, and then they see Nyx Assassin coming in and just instantly pop him. Oh no. Instantly popping the Undying now. They do find some revenge here. Glimpse is the name of the game. They found the Undying, just in range it looked like. Nature's Prophet still hasn't picked up anything since his treads and Null Talisman. We're not seeing the Dagon build, unfortunately. But we are seeing something else. Something else quite fun. There we go, gets picked up. SF, where's he up to? BKB still hasn't been seen in any fights yet. It's a very, very farm-based type game we're seeing Reborn play. Nature's Prophet just dropping the ultimate whenever it's up. He just threw it there, harasses a bit, pushes out the creep waves, gets his team some space, as well as more time to farm. Forces GizMo to push that lane. Oh, Mag. Is there going to be ability to skewer away? He's going to get silenced up. He needs to provide himself some space. He will be able to get this skewer to the high ground. Coil will break. Not enough damage. Oh, there is. The Coil with one more right click from the Puck, it looks like. I think that last auto attack from Puck with the bonus damage from Phase Boot sealed his fate. It didn't look like the Coil break was going to do enough damage. Only does 100 damage. He had about 130 HP, but I think the extra damage came from one Puck auto attack. They finish off the Mag in the river. Oh. Sneaky, sneaky. Both teams sneaking around. Neither really knowing what's going on too much here. Clinks, the one hero I mentioned, he needs a lot more farm. And he just does not have it at the time being. And well, he's really looking desperate when he's got to farm in locations like this. And it looks like, well, GizMo going to go for another kill. They find SF. He hasn't got his BKB, and as a result, he's going to get first down. The glimpse back. The glimpse is that almost saves his life there. Static Storm being used just from the Shadow Fiend. Not the glimpse you're looking for. GizMo now, they find the Crystal Main. RP once again. These RPs, man. Clinks goes down. Chaos Land in all sorts of trouble. He's going to get brought down. 2 kills for 2. That should have gone so much better for GizMo. They picked off Shadow Fiend for free. It was a free kill for him, and then, well, it did not go any better from there on out. They lost both CK and Clinks, and they only got a Crystal Maiden. And the Shadow Fiend was dead regardless, so essentially they traded CK and Clinks for a CM. Not a good trade to be had. Oh, bottom lane. They've gone in on Nature's Prophet. Puck is there. Shadow Blade. Nope, not going to come in time. He did just use it, but it looks like the Puck AoE wasn't enough to bring him on down. And with that, GizMo, they find themselves back on top as far as kills goes. 14 to 13, but the farm is not in their favor. We see Shadow Fiend leading the CS chance. And then we've got the 3 carries on the GizMo side, but none of those carries with a lot of farm going their way. Clinks is really the one hero you need to get a lot more on. CK can do with these minimal items. He can go for treads, drums, the BKB next maybe. Go for these cheaper, more cost-effective items. As once again, it's the Invis Clinks looking to go on the hunt. SF getting close to his BKB. He's got his Mithril Hammer now, so he needs just to get the BKB recipe. Then we're looking at the ability for Reborn to just win most team fights. With a BKB on SF, unless he gets stunned and basically chain stunned and brought down before he can pop his BKB, the team fight will go well for them. They've got a lot of damage and farm coming out on this Nature's Prophet as well. And GizMo just happy to use this space they've got to help Clinks catch up. He still hasn't got that Orc of Malevolence, and until he has that, he can't really go around the map roaming, looking to snipe off heroes. So we'll see both teams really play a bit more passively here. TLeR, they want the BKB on SF. GizMo, they want the Clinks' Orchid. Both teams want towers, and both teams want whatever kills they can get. Reborn are happy using RP just to kill off a Puck. Solo RP, and at this point, when you're not team fighting, using a solo RP is well worthwhile. They snipe one bottom, and now they transition to a tier 1 tower push. No one here to defend at the time being. And this tier 1 tower getting down to about half HP, and well, things not looking good here. Shockwave actually going to scout out the Nyx Assassin. And there's some couple creeps going to go looking for him. Tier 1 tower looks like it should be brought down here. Shawns as well as Glorious just trying their best to hold the lines here. They've already lost 1 tier 1 tower. Can they make it 2? Nyx, you've got to be careful. Nyx taking a lot of damage. But they have to back way off here. Just going to drop an Impale from as far away as possible. Now the tier 2 tower getting siege off. TP coming in. Looks like it's going to be the Puck. In goes CK, but the Tombstone is now on the ground. Level 4 Tombstone at that. 4-second stun on the Undying. There's a Static Storm causing all kinds of havoc. Puck goes in with a waning ref. 4-second silence, I believe. It's a maxed out waning ref. Sorry, 3-second silence. And the Tombstone, despite being up, despite being level 4, just isn't doing enough. CK, maybe it is enough. CK not going to bring it down in time. SF first finishes off the CK. CK goes down, as does the Nyx and Puck. 3 heroes down for GizMo, and all they got was the Undying. Just the Undying for that. Clinks wasn't there. They didn't have the numbers. And a tier 2 tower going to take a fall. The hero Undying, he gives up his life for it, but boy was it worth it. 3 kills in the tier 2 tower. Mag's back top. He's now got himself a Blink Dagger, waiting for that RP to cool down, and then we're looking at Reborn. taking another fight, getting more aggressive. They're now ahead on the kill boards. They're up 17 to 15. Maybe looking at seeing a gem being picked up, and whoa, that's a quick climb. Big jump on the gold graph. XP as well, I imagine. It was in the favor of GizMo, but not for long. And Reborn, all they have to do now is try to get some map control. Pick up something like a gem, control the map. De-ward everything you can, and also just make sure that Clinks can't really come to these fights, because even if he gets an Orchid up, if he's fighting into a sort of a 5-man push with a gem, or at least with sentries, there's so little that he can do. Melody getting to work on his BKB now. He's got his Ogre Club, but that on its own, I don't feel it's going to be enough. ZGL, still no Orchid. It's got to be soon, you feel, but he's been sitting on this one Oblivion stuff for quite some time, but not having the farm needed to really do anything. He can't take part in too many of these fights whatsoever. He's catching up to the SF in terms of farm, but it's coming at the cost of his teammates' life, as well as his bottom tier 2 tower. And Melody, he can't really be spending all this time farming BKB. If he just looks to farm a BKB, well, Reborn are going to use that chime to go for another push. Group up, go down the mid lane. SF, CM, Undying, they're all there. They're leading the charge here. Nature's Prophet doesn't even have to come just yet. He can just look to keep on farming. TP in at the last minute. Drop an ultimate from another lane. His ultimate actually on cooldown for the time being, but things looking pretty good for Reborn here. The Indonesian squad. They're going to get a tier 2 tower. Looks like it's an uncontested tier 2 tower at that. Oh, trying to find an engagement from the high ground. Oh, Undying, he's already got the tombstone down. If that tombstone hasn't been cast, Puck maybe goes in. Undying very, very low. Puck trying to bring him down. Will succeed in doing so. Puck, he's low. Will SF be able to bring him down? Needs to come more right clicks. SF, BKB, ultimate. GizMo just crippled. The RP was there. Oh no, GizMo just getting taken down one by one. SF, can he get the CK? He's going to get earned up. The Ray's not going to land. Glory, he's going to get hit by a shockwave. Crystal Nova, he gets brought down as well. And tier 2 tower dropped. The team fight going horribly, horribly wrong for GizMo. Nyx Assassin, all they can do is sit and watch as his tier 2 tower goes down. Treant summoned. Hey, Mag says, get those Treants off me. Give me some space. The push is now on. CK and Nyx, the only two alive. And there's melee heroes. It's really hard for them to defend this tier 3 tower. SF getting to work on the Manta Style now as well, with that BKB already completed. And Nature's Prophet packing a punch here. Shadowblade, one Oblivion stuff. He's hitting pretty hard. 150 damage a hit. Gonna have that Orchid coming soon. Hero starting to respawn. Blink, Skewer. They bring in the Nyx Assassin. They don't want to take damage from the characters. There's your 4-second stun. There we go. There's your snipe. There's your pick up on Nyx. Insta buyback. They want this Rax though. Can they get the melee barracks here? Mag, he doesn't have his Skewer. It's on cooldown from that little pick up here. He's going to get glimpsed back in and brought down. Doesn't look like they'll be able to get the Raxes here. But they leave a significant amount of damage dealt to it. And what a great clash coming out from Reborn. 21 kills to 17. GizMo now, the Malaysians, well, they're in trouble town. Melody still a long way from his BKB. Clinks, 20 minutes in and still does not have his Orchid. Kenryo, Phase Boots Bracer, doesn't have a Blink Dagger up, and without that Blink Dagger, GizMo having a hard time initiating. They really need this Blink on the Puck. Oh, mid. Another pick off. They found CK at the mid lane. Nature's Prophet TP in. They've got the bonus damage coming out from an Orchid as well. And now the push is on mid lane with CK down. Has he got buyback? If he can buy back, maybe GizMo can defend. They need to get a good Puck initiation here. As Reborn, they're going to march down this middle lane. The Raxes are exposed. The tier 3 tower is down. Now they get to work on these Raxes. Glyph is up if they need it. Buyback from the CK. There it is. Tombstone's just going to be dropped preemptively. Oh, he's going to get glimpsed back in, but I think it's too late. Tombstone already down. They can't really fight this. In goes to Clink, but this is not a fight he can win. Oh, Kenryo takes a full Wrecking Missile. SF is in the middle, doing too much damage. The big black demon, he is just taking down heroes one by one. Team wipe coming out of Reborn. Absolute decimation. GizMo can't do anything. Puck going to buy back. Slows down his Blink Dagger even more. And now, Reborn, they get the melee barracks. They're going to get the range barracks as well. And they can move bottom. They've got 4 heroes still up and running. They need some Treants maybe to tank here. Nature's Prophet summons them. They're not even going bottom. They're going for the tier 4s. They're going for the GG. They've got the team wipe, and GizMo have 4 heroes on the sideline. Oh, Puck, what are you doing on the back line? Looking for that Nature's Prophet, but Nature's Prophet avoids him. Puck, is there a phase shift? Oh, long range race gets stopped, but there's a Crystal Nova. Puck goes down, and now Reborn, it looks like they've forced to back off. Bit of damage done to this tier 4 tower. Could have maybe swung bottom, but they opted to... Well, they got a kill on the puck. End of the day, they get some damage on a tier 4. They kill the puck. 28-18 now. As Reborn get themselves in a very, very comfortable position. Over 10k gold lead. And XP looking pretty ugly as well. All they have to do now is prepare for this next push. They haven't even considered Roshan. If that's something they want to do to make pushing easier, they can get the Aegis on the SF. Make this push a whole lot easier. SF, oh, this push has suddenly got a whole lot easier to pick up. Uh-oh, Undying at top. He's been caught up by the Nyx Vendetta. There's your Orchid. Klinks finally brings it into play. Snipes the Undying with help of the Nyx Assassin at top lane. Oh, Nature's Prophet is here. Nature's Prophet's TPing in. There's no Carapace because there's Silent Shawns. Oh, no. He gets brought down the top lane. Even with Undying on the sidelines, they're still being aggressive. They're still looking for these kills. Klinks, man. Klinks. Luckily, there was no gem. He ran right past the enemy team. There was no gem. He gets himself some tower gold. Also for the Nyx Assassin. Maybe could give him his buyback gold, but unfortunately, gives him the gold he needs for buyback, but his buyback is on cooldown. And now tier 2 tower drops. SF with a Manta Star. It's going to get really difficult to stop this push. Necrobook being built as well on the Nature's Prophet. They're really looking to seal the deal with this pushing power. Mag saying on his refresher orb, and well, they're going to go high ground. Nyx Assassin respawning here. Manta Star just gets used right off the bat. He's going to get to work on this tower. In comes the Nature's Prophet. His Triad army. Going to maybe see a Wrath of Nature coming out soon. Where's the Klinks? Where's the puck initiation? No Blink Dagger is mentioned. He had to buy back in that last fight, and he died twice, even with that buyback. Oh, not the best tombstone. It is in the front lines. It will get focused down, it looks like. May force a retreat. Whoa, you can't retreat from a glimpse. Undying gets burst down, and now there's no tombstone. SF going for it. BKB Reckon with Souls. It does hardly any damage. Catches just the puck on the edge here. It will force the puck back a bit. Leaves his tier 3 tower vulnerable, but with SF BKB wearing off, they're not going to force the issue. They back off. Only a 7-second duration now on that. And I feel Reborn, they could do with the gem. Klinks is getting a lot of scouting information, as well as Nyx Assassin, 2 invis heroes. At this point, gem would be basically a fantastic way to play this. And we're looking at just exactly why we need a gem. CM, bro. You ain't running from this, Nyx. One more right click. Oh, one more right click going to be needed here. There's a Chaos Bolt. Mag RP from now downtown. Catches 2 here. Skewer to follow things up. Gets 1, gets 2. Both CK and Nyx. Who needs a gem when you can just get an RP like that? RP from absolutely out of nowhere. The Blink RP secures his team 2 crucial kills, and now, well, they look to go push again. If they can do so in the next 30 seconds, unfortunately, well, I don't know if they're in a position to do so. Mag, he's not really looking to push things out, neither is the Undying. And what a sick RP. Absolutely insane. We'll take another look at that RP, because that was absolutely clinical. We saw the CM getting focused down. Where was that Mag? You can't even see him here on the screen. He just comes out. No, there he goes. He's coming from the left. RP just as the CK gets there. He waits till the CK is in range, or maybe just the timing was there, but whether it's luck or just some amazing, immaculate timing, Mag with a fantastic RP gets Reborn into an even better position than they were before. And now, once again, the siege is going to begin on top lane. Oh, Undying. He's off in the silence. Can Klinks bring him down? He's going to succeed in doing so. Pop. The Orchid bonus damage was there. Where is that gem? Klinks just scouting things out on the sidelines, gets these easy kills. He's got 1. Oh. Can he get 2? No. Not going to get a second. They decide they don't need a gem because they've got this instead. Necrobook level 3 on the Nature's Prophet. But end of the day, the Radiant team with a lot of vision, but they have to be very careful. This is going to slow down that push for quite some time. Buy time for the puck to maybe finish off his Blink Dagger. Buy time for Klinks to get his next big item up, which I imagine is going to be a BKB. At this point, well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of disable and lockdown, but even just the silence from a Nature's Prophet. Shockwaves, Razors, Requiem Assault, all these AoE nukes are just crippling him. There's an RP to go through the BKB, but it's still, I feel he needs a BKB. They bring down the SF Illusion, which are whittling away in this tier 3 tower. Tier 3 tower down to deny range. They're not going to deny it just yet. And he's Undying. He's rejoined the fight. Reborn are looking to go high ground. Mag drops the Empower onto the SF, gives him some bonus damage. SF gets burned down pretty damn low now. He's actually a bit low in mana here. Only just has mana for a Requiem Assault. Down goes the tower. SF gets the last hit on it too, so more gold going into his pockets with that Helm with the Dominate being picked up. Have to wait and see what's next. He may finish the Satanic or just go back for a Butterfly. Looking for another mana burn. Wants the SF, but SF's been manaed up. It looks like there's Arcane Boots coming out from the Undying. They're trying to bring this down, and well, GizMo, they're going to have to go in soon. SF, BKB Requiem of Souls not doing a whole lot here. It does scare off the GizMo initiation. Oh, Blink up, he catches out two. Just to support here is now Puck as well as the Disruptor, but they're going to bring down Disruptor. Puck taking a lot of damage here. Is there going to be enough here? Coil dropped on 3 heroes, but I don't think it's going to be enough. GizMo, they've lost 2. They've lost the melee barracks. It looks like they're going to lose the range barracks as well. And with Disruptor dead, Klink's dead, CK having used his ultimate and doesn't have a BKB. Puck, Dream Coil on cooldown. Nyx Assassin with no items. This could be the end. Very, very soon for GizMo. Ghost Scepter gets popped by the Crystal Maiden. Keeps Crystal Maiden alive a bit longer. Mana burn. One more right click. They get the CM. Now they look to chase. Mag and CM aren't there. No Dream Coil though. Oh, TP out. Not going to happen. Who needs a stun when you can get a crit like that? Reality Rift was combined with the Chaos Strike. So he gets the bonus damage from the Reality Rift. Amplified by the Chaos Strike. Whoa, Nature's Prophet sneaks in a little cheeky snipe there. Gets the Puck with the Orchid. Necrobook is there as well. He's going to come back in though. There's no escape. He gets dusted up. Silence, Static Storm, everything gets thrown in this Nature's Prophet. He may just look to buy back and... yeah. At this point it's like, dude, I'm just buying back. I'm going to go push again. Or do this. Push? No. Farm? Hey, why not? CM and Undying still dead, so they're just looking to farm. Do something other than pushing while they wait for the 2 supports to respawn. And they know Puck's on the sideline. GizMo can't really leave their base with 2 sets of Raxus down. They are trapped on their side of the map. ZGL almost having completed that BKB of his, but it's coming in so late. CK, there's his BKB. With that kill, he's got himself a BKB now. If we get 2 BKBs, GizMo, well, there's some hope, even if it's a very small one. And there we go, Roshan goes down. SF with an Aegis now in this next push. And Mag getting very close to it, having a Refresher Orb as well. Level 16, even without a Refresher Orb, this is a maxed out ultimate. 3.75 hero stun duration. And the siege now commences bottom. SF can just go straight uphill onto the high ground with this Aegis of his. Oh, Park trying to snipe this Crystal Maiden on the side. Doesn't look like it's going to work out for him. SF, BKB, ultimate, GizMo. They're just dropping like flies one by one. They've already lost the Klink, a major source of damage. CK just forced to run, pops the BKB. He's now on the back foot. Klink's going to buy back, and that's say goodbye to your BKB. Uses up all his gold just to make sure he gets that buy. Nature's Prophet snipes and assassin on the side. Now they get to work on the tier 3 tower. Tier 3 tower going to take a fall. Klink's doing all he can to try and defend it, but GizMo, ZGL just does not have the farm needed. He's trying to defend this. His Sentry Ward, his own Sentry Ward is there. Frostbite will give some temporary vision. It's not going to be enough. SF on the front line taking a lot of damage. Does go down to a Static Storm with the CK. Problem is it's not the Aegis. Mag won't be the one taking the fall, but back is the Shadow Fiend, as is Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet, oh, see you Nature's Prophet. He gets glimpsed out of that fight, but SF doesn't need it. He says, see ya, bro. I'll take this fight on my own. Park. He actually orbs down to the low ground. Unfortunately, he orbs right into a Nature's Prophet. Does get out of there. But this is the beginning of the end. Or the end of the end. GG is called. GizMo Gaming, the Malaysian squad, are knocked out of the Armaggeddon Dota 2 Asia Grand Slam. And well, it was a pretty entertaining game. 30 minutes, 38 kills to 29. And boy, did TLeR Reborn, the Indonesians, they look pretty solid here. I doubted them with that second pick SF, but boy, did they actually turn things around. And they come out with a victory in the loser bracket round 2. They'll go into the loser bracket round 3 now, where they await their next opponent. Thanks everyone for tuning in, joining the live stream, or down here live at the Armaggeddon Dota 2 Asia Grand Slam in Singapore. We'll be back soon with more live action here, basically with our next loser bracket match. Thanks everybody.